All car enthusiasts love F1 cars, and some of them have a dream of buying one. But can you buy a new F1 car as an individual? Well, the answer is strictly no. No matter how much money you have and how rich you are, you can't buy a new F1 car as an individual. Let me explain why. Formula 1 cars has the most advanced cutting edge technology in them. To make the F1 car microsecond faster, they invest in crores. So its design and technology are priceless for each team. So it's important for each team to keep the information about their technology in secret. If a team sells their new F1 car, the secret spreads quickly in ease, which will be an advantage for other teams. So the F1 sport will become unfair and it will not be a healthier competition as well. Overall, all the F1 cars look identical, but each car's aerodynamics, engine tuning, suspension and chassis design differ in each car. F1 teams build the cars record for the race and they don't build any extra cars to sell. So basically F1 teams never thinks about selling their new F1 car. As I said before, you can't buy a new F1 car as an individual, but you can build your own F1 car by creating a F1 team, and your team can form partnerships as well. If a team quits, there are some chances to get a car from them, but mostly the sponsors take that car for showcasing purposes. So mostly it's not possible. If you need a F1 car but you don't care about a new one, then you can buy a retired one. But there is a twist in that. You can't buy a car that raced in the previous season because F1 cars parts were highly expensive. So they usually reuse the components for the next season. They also keep their cars for showcasing. So you need to wait at least 5 years to buy a F1 raced in the current season. As they reuse components, finding and getting a ready-to-drive F1 is difficult and rare as well. But you can buy a F1 replica called show car, which only comes with the shell, wheel and steering. So basically this show car doesn't come with an engine and a transmission, just for showcasing purposes. The replica looks exactly like the original car and it's cheaper than the original as well. F1 cars can be bought in live auctions and in websites like the f1authentics.com and more. Today, building a new F1 car cost about $15 million, which is roughly rupees 124 crores. A single team participating in a F1 season spends about 145 million US dollars, which is a huge number. And with this money, we can launch a spaceship. See how crazy it is. Well, F1 is also a spaceship on the road, right? The FIA limits the budget of the F1 team to $145 million. They call it a cost cap mainly to prevent the wealthier team from dominating the race. Otherwise, the budget exceeds more than $400 million. This budget includes the cost of 2 F1 cars that needs about 1,300 people like mechanics and engineers, then the driver, fuel, transportation, spares, etc. If you look for a cheapest F1 car, it costs minimum $1.9 million, which is about rupees 1 crore for a show car that doesn't even come with an engine and a transmission. See how crazy it is. If you need a ready-to-drive F1 car with racing history, it costs a minimum of $5 million, which is roughly rupees 41.5 crores. In 1954, the legendary Juan Manuel Fangio piloted the Mercedes W196R and became the world champion. In 2013, this Mercedes W1916R was sold for $30 million, which is about rupees 257 crores at a public auction. And this car holds the record for the most expensive F1 car ever sold at auction. There is a cheaper option to experience the taste of an F1 car rather than buying it. You can rent a F1 car on track for $100. That's roughly rupees 8,300. Well, this is not the exact price and it may vary.